Hey, welcome back to my channel. I have a coloring video for you. I just thought I'd show the things I colored in the month of March, and then I also thought I would show you any new books that I picked up this this month, and I did get a few. So we'll just get started. The first thing I colored in March was I have been watching, like a lot of so many of the rest of you guys, Dee Dee Willingham, and she uses the acrylic craft paint a lot in her videos, mixed with colored pencil and other mediums, and I was really intrigued by that. I like the way that the black backgrounds looked when she does them and the other colors, so I thought I would try my hand at that. So I did go to Michael's and get some paint, and this was the very first one I did. I painted the background, and then I used with just the flat black acrylic craft paint, and then I used I think it was red and some orange and a little bit of purple to make like that acrylic wash that she does. And so that was my first attempt at that. I thought it was okay for the very first time. It was a little different for me, to use this different medium, and it felt kind of funny, but I was pleased with it. I thought it turned out okay, and I have tried that a couple times since then, and I'm having fun, enjoying, doing this. So this came out of let me see, I know I'm still not in the best setup for showing these yet, but that came from this book, Flower Power. I believe I got this at Five Below. Yeah, it's got the Five Below price sticker on it. So yeah, I got this at Five Below, and it's just a bunch of different flower patterns, kind of one of those generic type books. And so that's where this came from. They're all perforated and one-sided, so makes it really, really easy to do. I'll put that over there. And then, so the next thing I did, I wanted to build on that and try doing an actual, something with a little bit more, I'm trying to pull this up without dumping everything. I wanted to try the paint with a little bit more challenging, of a picture. So I chose this Asian coloring book called Dream Girl. I've showed this in a haul that I got for Christmas. My cousin got me this book. It's an Asian coloring book, and it's a very strange book. It's got like all these couture women with fashion and these really odd poses, and then they'll have like kittens or deer or bunnies on the next page. It's very strange, and there's no English, so so I don't really know what it says. There's like coloring tips and stuff like that, but you can't read it. So anyways, this was a 2-page spread that I did, and I used the acrylic paint for the background. As you can see, it's quite streaky, so I probably should have used 2 coats, but I didn't really. I don't know, I am the kind of impatient person, and once I'm over something, I'm over it. So I was like, I'm done with this picture. But I did use the paint on the flowers and the moon, her hair. I think I did pencils on her dress, and then I used colored pencils on like the little bees and stars and stuff like that. So that was from Dream Girls, and I enjoyed doing that. It took me a while, and I was a little like, just nervous about it because it, I was using the paints for the first time on something that wasn't just flowers, and I was kind of, a little bit like, I don't know how it's going to be, but it turned out okay. All right, so then, not in any particular order now. I'm not going to do this because I'm just not. So I did this one the other day from Bells and Blossoms, maybe like a week or 2 ago. This is one of my favorite coloring books ever. It's from Creative Haven. It's very inexpensive. It's like one of the ones that's $5.99, I think. And it's just a lot of fun. It's very whimsical and very fun. And I was in the mood to just do a picture that I could sit down and do in one setting that would take me just a couple hours, just in an evening. So I pulled out this one, and all I did was I basically just slapped on acrylic wash. I did like a bunch of different colors, green, I did the flowers, different shades, her dress, a couple different shades. I did her skin with the medium acrylic paint, the flesh tone. I think it's called like medium beige, or I don't remember exactly. I just used like 10 different colors of the paint, and then I went back in and just threw on some colored pencil, and then the background where it's yellow and orange is chalk. I just was wanting to do something entertaining for the evening, and I wasn't really trying to create a masterpiece with it or anything like that. You can see I like went onto the lines, and you know, it's not perfect by any means, but it was really fun and I enjoyed doing it. And actually I have a copy of this book in another book, because Creative Haven will do these like 3-in-1 books that are thicker, and there's one called Gardens of Delight, and it has a lot of florals in it, and it also has the Spells and Blossoms in it. So I'm really happy that I have 2 copies of that book, because this is one of my favorite books. And I love this picture. This is probably my favorite picture from the book. So it's really fun. It's a really nice book. I enjoy that one a lot. Okay, so Jen from Reading with Pugs had a color along, and she was doing, you could color anything from Joanna Basford, as well as, I think the Romantic Country. I don't know. I don't have those books, so I can't remember for sure. But I only have, the only Johanna Basford book I have is the Secret Garden Artist Edition. And so I colored a page out of that, and this is a huge book. So it's really, really large. It's bigger than the ordinary coloring books, and I just did 1 page from it, and you've already seen this if you look at my Instagram, and I showed a video of it when I was a work in progress, but it was on St. Patrick's Day, so I just went ahead and did it in greens, and then I painted the background black with acrylic paint. Not perfect, it's a little bit messy. I don't have a very steady hand for fine lines, but that's okay. It's just all about the process, right? That's one thing I'm learning from watching Dee Dee, is you enjoy the process. It's not about the end result, it's about the process. And I really like that sentiment. I think it's nice, and it's a nice goal for people that are doing a craft, especially when you're just an amateur person like me that doesn't have any art abilities or anything like that. It's just important that just enjoy the process. So, of course, I did some Deborah Muller. Love Deborah Muller. So I have this from the Vampires book. I have decided that I think I'm going to try to finish the 1 or 2 of her books this year. So I don't think that'll be anything too difficult for me to do. They're quick to color, and they're so much fun. I enjoy her books. In one of the coloring groups that I am in, I might be coloring with Shalene and friends. I'm not sure. But somebody asked, Robin, she asked, what is everyone's favorite coloring book? And, you know, I love Deborah Muller. I love the Deborah Muller books because they are so fun and they're so whimsical, and I don't feel pressured when I color them. Like some books, like I love like the Hannah Carlzon books, or the Jasmine Beckett Griffith books. I love those books that are a little bit more pricey, and that I love those books. But sometimes I feel pressure, even though I'm the only person putting the pressure on myself, to really try my best to make it be perfect, or whatever you want to call it. But with Deborah Muller, these books, and I don't want to say that they're just so much fun, and they're enjoyable, and they're whimsical, and they're silly, and you can just really let go and do whatever you want to do with them. So I colored this one, and I had a lot of fun. I love horror. I love classic horror, and I love like the Hammer horror movies, those old British movies like Dracula, and you know, like not Bride of Frankenstein's not, and Dracula's not, but like the older ones with like the British, you know, the actors and actresses and stuff like that, and the blood's really bright red, and the women all wear these low-cut dresses with bodices, and their bosoms are popping out, and they have these fabulous gowns and everything. I love those movies. I love them. And so this picture reminded me so much of those movies because she's so gothic looking. So I had a lot of fun doing that one. I think I used Crayola markers on this, and then mixed pencil in with it. So that's what I did with that. Love my Deborah Muller. Love her, love her, love her. And then I did another one from her in the Steampunk Girls. And I think it's the next to last one here. And actually this one, it made me so happy. And the Shalene's group, she chose this one to be the cover photo for the group for a week. So that this came from from that. And I used markers and pencils in this one. Really fun. Really, really fun. Sometimes it's hard, I think, when you like, I love the steampunk books, but they have all those cogs and gears in them, and it can be really difficult to get a shade of like that gold or copper that you feel is a good shade to use for those things. What I do is I take, this is not, I'm not saying anybody else needs to do that, but like for her necklace and on the clock on her hat, I take a gold marker, like the yellow Sharpie, not the gold Sharpie, the yellow Sharpie, and then I color over it with like my pencils in copper or bronze, not copper, bronze or gold from the Prismacolor, but you could do it with any, you know, whatever your brand that you uses. And it kind of dulls down that yellow and makes it look a little bit aged, you know, so it doesn't look so bright. And that's what I've been doing. But you know what? If you guys have any tips on how to make those kind of like gears and cogs in the steampunk books look more realistic or whatever, I would appreciate it if you would tell me or link me to a video or something like that, because I love coloring in those kind of books, but I get intimidated by trying to get that shade, you know, to look right. And then I also did another page in the Jasmine Beckett Griffith coloring book. The first one she did, the art adventure one, not the Halloween one. I did, let's see, this one. My friend, I have a really good friend, her name is Renee. She colors also, and she loves Jasmine Beckett Griffith, and she had colored this one, and she did a really good job. The hair was like a really pretty silvery lavender shade, and it was just beautiful. And when I saw hers, I was like, oh, I gotta try that one too. So then I went ahead and I colored this one. And I have a couple other pages from this book colored. I'll show you guys. I think I have maybe 2 other pages in here. I have a couple colored in her Halloween one also. Let's see if I can find it. This was the first one I did in this book, the Pretty Pirate Polly. So I colored that quite a while ago, actually, and that was when I very first got my Prismacolors, and I was experimenting with them. So, and I used all Prismacolors and I think some white gel pen on the waves there. And I think I have one more. Halloween Twilight. This one I also colored in that. These books are so much fun. The Halloween one, I'm super blessed because my friend, she is a pass holder to Disney, and she went to Disney when Jasmine was doing a signing, and she got me the Halloween one autographed for me, and it's so special to me, and so I love coloring in that one too. Okay, so I did purchase some coloring books this month also. One of the ones I picked up was, we placed an order, my husband and I, at the Hamilton Book Company. And so I got Imagine Morphia. They had it for like $4.99 or something like that. I think that's pretty much the going rate for it now. It's down because he's got that new one, Mythomorphia, out, and I want that one too. But I picked up Imagine Morphia because I knew there was pages in it that would interest my husband to color too. Like the King Kong one in particular. I knew he would like that one. And then I also got the Wizard of Oz, that one from Fabiana Atanzio, if I'm saying that correctly. And I did play around in this book with one page. I got some Prismacolors, not Prismacolors, I'm sorry, Faber-Castell Polychromos for my birthday. And I also got some glitter glue and stuff like that. So I was just playing around, and I did just a littlest bit in this book with that. So I don't know if you can see the glitter or not in the glitter glue. So I just kind of played around the day that I got those. I also got this Snow White, which is basically the same as the Wizard of Oz one, also from Fabiana. They have a Alice in Wonderland, a Peter Pan, a Pinocchio, and I think a Beauty and the Beast in that line too. And then Magical Dawn. Ordered this one from Book Depository. It was like $9, and of course you get free shipping always on Book Depository. And I was looking, I mean, I'm not going through these because you guys have seen these books everywhere, but I was going through this one, and you know, I think I like this one the best out of all three of them. I really, really like this one. I think it's really pretty with all the battles and the stars and the sparkly things. It's just really, really nice. And then lastly, I got this Creative Haven Steampunk Designs. You know, when I had the Steampunk Fashions from Creative Haven also, and I didn't think I would like this one because I didn't realize there was people in it. I thought it was just all like machinery or inventions and stuff like that. And I didn't know that it was full of people. So once I found that out, I saw some pages completed from it, and I was like, there's people in that book. And so when I saw that, I got really interested in it. Like, here's one there. Yeah, I had no idea, so really excited to have this one. And it's got men, which is a little bit unusual because usually stuff like this just has women. So it's nice to have some men to color also. So just some different things there. And I got this one at Hamilton Book also, and it didn't ship with my other ones, and then I thought it wasn't going to come in, and it just came later than the rest of them, and I think it's sold out on their website now, but you can get it any place. So that's my colorings for the month of March, and any books that I picked up. I guess we probably all know what each other is coloring and what we're working on because there's so many color alongs and groups that we're all in and everything, so that's kind of fun. I know that there was a color along for Anxiety Art Adventures, and I had planned on participating in that, and I just got busy this week and I wasn't able to color for 4 days. I don't think I've colored 3 or 4 days, but there's still a couple days left on that one as of the time I'm filming this, so I might try to jump in on that one. And then there's another couple color alongs coming up. There is a Shalene is having one, and she's using Bennett Klein or Sherry Baldy books. And then Sweet Nightingale, she is having a color along, and she's using, I can't remember, the only ones I can remember are the ones that I have. So I know I like those Shalene's. I have Hannah Lynn. And then for Sweet Nightingale, she's using, no wait, Shalene is using Bennett Klein, and I have one Bennett Klein book, and Sweet Nightingale is using Hannah Lynn, and I have a few Hannah Lynn books that I can use. She's using some other ones too, I just don't have those. And then I know that we talked about on one of the groups, Corey mentioned doing a Disney color along. I think that would be in May sometime. So there's lots of fun stuff going on. Search for the videos or check your coloring groups to see what everyone's up to. But that's what I have going on in the month of March for coloring, and hopefully in April I will color more and more and more. All right, you guys, thanks so much for watching. Question or comment below. I'll get back to you as soon as I can, and I'll see you in the next video.